Hi everyone, it's Gary here from your library, and today I'm going to just give a quick introduction to mindfulness. The Canadian Mental Health Association has a mental health week every year, and this year it runs from May 3rd to 9th. And conveniently, I just finished up the Introduction to Mindfulness course that's offered through Gale Courses. You can access it for free through the library's website, brantlibrary.ca. So, physical distancing measures have been in place for almost a couple months now, and hopefully it's going to be eased in the coming weeks, but I know it's definitely been a struggle for some more than others. And mindfulness is something that can help keep you grounded and help keep you sane as well. So what is mindfulness exactly? It's basically it's being in the present moment. You're not worrying about what's happening tomorrow, you're not dwelling on what happened yesterday, you're just in the here and now, and that's all that matters in the present moment. So another way to think of it is doing versus being. So doing in terms of your mind, when when your mind is doing, it's analyzing things, it's recalling things. It's like, where did I put my favorite pair of shoes? Planning things. Oh, what am I going to make for dinner? Comparing things. It's oh well, I'll look at their lawn compared to mine, kind of stuff. Whereas mindfulness is being. So it's like your five senses. So your taste, touch, smell, sound, and sight. And it's just recognizing things as they are and not attaching judgment to them. So I've got a couple of quick techniques, and we're going to go with food, which everyone likes food, everyone's got to eat, and it's something that you can apply just when you're eating. You can really use any type of food you want once you get the technique down, but we're going to start simple. First, I'm going to look at what's known as the RAISIN mindfulness technique. It's a technique that's used a lot of the time for people just starting out with mindfulness, and you're just basically go through the process of 8 different steps. So there's holding, seeing, touching, smelling, placing, tasting, swallowing, and following. And I'm going to describe just kind of what sensations or what you're going through as you go through each of these steps. And so what you want to have is some raisins. You can also have a pad and a piece of paper if you just want to take notes of kind of where your thoughts go and how you feel the experience goes. If you don't like raisins, you could use some dried cranberries, you could use a peanut. It's more the technique itself as opposed to the food. It's just using a raisin. It's pretty easy, and it has some some different things to it, which makes it a good piece of food to start with. So to start off, you want to approach it with what's known as a beginner's mind. So you want to treat it as if you've never seen a raisin before in your life. And so I have a raisin here. And basically, first what you want to do is Holding's the first step, and you just want to hold it in your hand. And just take a look at it and just act like it came from Mars or something like that. You've never seen it before, you don't know what it is. You're curious about it though. You want to know more about it, and you're just focusing on that. You're not focusing on anything else, anything external, anything that's going on or trying to push its way into your mind. You're just focusing on the raisin. So you're holding it, and you just analyze that. You can take a minute to do that, and then you're seeing as well. So this is step 2. So we're on to seeing, and you're noticing kind of just where the curves are, the edges, the ridges. You're just noticing how the light reflects off of it as well. Just all different facets just from your eye. Just looking at it in the palm of your hand, and then you go on to touching. So this is step number 3, and you can just hold it between your fingers, move it around, see how it feels. Are there spots that are sharper than others? Does it feel smooth? Does it feel rough? What kind of sensations are there? And then you can move on to step 4, which is smelling. And you can take a smell of it and just see what kind of sensations you feel in the body. Does your mouth start to water, for example? Does your stomach start to growl? Are you hungry? And then so after you notice those sensations, you can then place it in your mouth. And then one thing that you want to notice as you're placing it in your mouth is your hand-eye coordination. How your hand knows automatically where to place it. It's not trying to place it on on the top of your head. It just automatically, you just place it into your mouth. So I'll just put it in my mouth and try to talk while I have a raisin in my mouth. So you go on to the tasting phase. You don't chew it. You just let it sit in your mouth, and you just let it sit there. Move it around, let your tongue go over it, and just see how the taste changes as you move it around your mouth. And then when you're ready, you can take a bite. And then you take the bite and you see how the sensations change. Is there flavor rushing into your mouth? Does your mouth start to water more? How many times do you need to chew it in order to swallow? And which is the seventh step. So swallowing, do you detect in your mouth that you're wanting to swallow it? Is there an automatic reaction? And then when you swallow, just notice how it feels when you're swallowing. Like for me, I notice my tongue go like hitting the top of my mouth as I swallow, which normally it's just an automatic process. You don't really notice that. But just when you're in the present moment, you're focusing on what you're doing. You're chewing the raisin, and then you're swallowing the raisin, which I just did. And then once you swallow it, you get on to the final step, which is following. And so how does your body feel afterwards? Is your stomach growling? Do you want more? Do you have an aftertaste in your mouth? Do you want more raisins, or is that it? You've had enough raisins? Just see how you feel and check in. And so I've kind of rushed through this really quick. But on each step, you can really take a minute. I mean, if you can take 10 to 15 minutes to do some mindfulness every day, that's a pretty good sweet spot. But it's not easy to start with, and it's not something that you can pick up just in a day. I mean, you'll do it the first day, and you might, you go through the motions, but if you keep at it, I think they say like 21 days is a good amount of time for people to learn a new skill. If you stick at it, you'll really start to notice like different things in the sensations, as well as what comes in your mind, or what thoughts that come into your mind. And again, you're not attaching judgment to those thoughts. They're just things that are cropping up. So that's the RAISIN technique. And I'm going to look at one other one as well. So I hope those of you who do not like raisins are still watching, because now we're going to do the chocolate mindfulness technique. Any kind of chocolate will work. I do suggest using dark chocolate because it has a higher level of cocoa, and cocoa can help treat anxiety. And the milk chocolate tends to have more sugar, and then you're on a big sugar rush and bouncing off the walls, which can be a lot of fun. But then you're going to crash, and that's not so much fun unless you can take a nap after. So dark chocolate if you can, but you can do milk chocolate. Also, it's great to do a new type of chocolate that you never tried before. So if there's a chocolate bar that you're looking to try or interested in trying but haven't got around to, doing some mindfulness with it is the perfect opportunity, because then it's a lot easier to approach it with a beginner's mind. You've never experienced it before, never tasted it before, so it is going to be a brand new sensation for you. And that's one of the things that we're looking for with this mindfulness technique. So what I have here is some dark chocolate with ginger in it. And if you have a new chocolate bar, obviously you want to unwrap it. But one thing you can do, you can actually practice some mindfulness while you're opening it. Just listen to the paper crinkle as you're opening it, focusing on that as opposed to focusing on any sort of thoughts that are trying to come into your mind. Just being in the present moment, which is what this is all about. So once you've unwrapped your chocolate, you can break a piece of chocolate off and then have it in your hand. I'm going to run through this quickly just so the chocolate doesn't melt in my hand. But so you're holding it in your hand, again, approaching with a beginner's mind. What is this? Where did it come from? What does this thing do? I'm curious about it. Let's learn more. And then you're seeing it as well. So step 2, seeing. So again, the curves, the ridges. You can see this has the pieces of ginger in the chocolate itself. So it's a different coloration from the dark chocolate. And it's got a logo on it too. Just get some light so you can see there's a logo on it there. So just noticing everything about it, and then you're touching it. You're running it through your hands, feeling them. So there's a point there. It's smooth along the side. You can feel the logo on the top. You can feel the pieces of ginger as well. So it has some rough edges there where it was broken off, whereas the rest is smooth and starting to melt. Then you want to smell it. So does your mouth start to water? Does it make you hungry? Does it smell good? This smells really good. Actually, I haven't tried this chocolate before, so it's a great opportunity to do it. And then you want to do the placing. So you want to place it into your mouth. I'm actually not going to do it because talking with a piece of chocolate on your tongue is very difficult to do, which I found while I was trying to record this. But basically what you want to do, again, you're placing it into your mouth, noticing how your hand automatically knows where to put that in your mouth, just focusing on that. It goes in your mouth, and then you're tasting. So, but what you want to do with chocolate, though, is you want to just let it stay on your tongue. So just let it rest on your tongue and let it melt. And just notice the sensation. Your mouth's probably going to start to water, and you'll probably want to start to just crunch down and eat that piece of chocolate, which I must admit I have definitely done. It does take some practice. It takes some self-discipline as well, which is why it's good to have a whole chocolate bar too. But basically, you want to take that piece of chocolate, just let it melt on your mouth, and notice some sensations. How is the flavor changing? Is it becoming more pronounced as it melts more? And then once the chocolate is melted, you want to go on to step 7, which is swallowing. So you can swallow the chocolate and then notice how the chocolate goes down the back of your throat. Again, how your tongue moves when you swallow, how you focus on the actual process of swallowing rather than have it just be automatic for you. And then following, step 8, how do you feel? Do you want another piece of chocolate? Is your stomach happy with that? Does your stomach need more? Do you want to try a different type of chocolate? Just how do you feel? Check in. What kind of sensations are you feeling in your body? So I hope you find these techniques to be useful and potentially delicious as well. There's lots more I could say on mindfulness, but all I will say is I highly recommend the Intro to Mindfulness course via Gale to give you an introduction to the topic if you're interested in learning more. You can take it for free through the library, brentlibrary.ca. You can access Gale courses through our website. And it's not a huge time commitment. It took me between probably 8 and 10 hours total in terms of reading through the content and doing the quizzes at the end of each module, but very worthwhile in terms of what I've learned from it, and I do highly recommend it. So please check that out, and until next time, everyone, stay happy and stay healthy.